At the beginning of our lives, there is just pure potential. I was innocent, true to myself, full of dignity, filled with wonder, excited by the smallest thing happening outside of me and inside me. I was fully connected, fully participating, complete, naturally happy. Exactly so. I did not know what I was supposed to become. I was a mystery to unravel. However, defenseless, I took on whatever the environment wanted me to take on, like an immobile egg, only absorbing what is available around it, without any filter, in a non-discriminating fashion. I was declared of a certain religion and a political system by my family and country traditions. I was subjected to a diet of my past immediate generations. I was sent to a particular school. Family and society gave me a definition of success. Family and friends gave me a sense of beauty, or the lack of. What was good or bad for me was decided outside of me. Magazines and romantic novels gave me a sense and meaning of love. All the legends, illusions, and fantasies that others wanted me to take on, their fears that they projected onto me, I took on. I measured myself against the others. The projection of what reality is was fed to me through the process of socialization and conditioning, through mass media in all dimensions. My education, my wardrobe, the places I visited, the people I loved, even the way I should love my family. It's all preset for us. There was a deal going on between me and the society. If I wanted to be accepted, liked, and popular, I had to comply. And who does not want to belong? All those common agreements that make us into the people we should be or must become. My parents, my family, my friends, my teachers, the priests, the politicians shaped my being. I became successful in being the person the world out there wanted me to be. I was admired, put on a pedestal as an example to follow. Wow. However, deep down, on a level I was scared to look at, I knew that the image that everybody was pleased with was not really me. I felt incomplete, impure, and suffocated by the rules and regulations of the do's and don'ts. Still, I craved fulfillment, joy, and unconditional love. And I expected the external world to provide that for me. I got busy getting it, like a caterpillar, chomping away one leaf after the other, and on to the next plant, and on to the next. I got married with the 2 kids to come. I had a high-flying international career. I visited places. I owned a car. I lived in a big city. I had a flat. I had degrees. I was well-read, well-traveled, well-spoken, well-dressed. Wow. I did not know how deeply deluded I became. I had my own assumptions, preconceptions, and presuppositions. I was living and doing things out of an obligation rather than the freedom of my own choice. And something inside me felt that I was a walking fraud. I was running and looking around for security, happiness, and acceptance as if it was available with another promotion, an exotic destination, a gift, another relationship, but it is not. The mountains happened. Kilimanjaro. Finally, I had the space and personal isolation to face the storm of my thoughts, to listen to my own mind, which was blinding me, relying only on what it could comprehend and process. During the 6 days, I separate myself from the opinions of others about me. I freed myself from social criticism. I did not need to comply anymore. I learned that love is a choice and happiness is a state of mind. I choose not to hand over the control over my emotions to other people. Bruce. When you compare yourself to others in any walk of life, your self-satisfaction or dissatisfaction lasts only as long as the object of your reference is there. Then you meet a stronger person, a better-looking one, living in a bigger house, having that amazing partner, and you feel diminished, incapable, and insignificant. Although nothing has really changed about you. I learned that there is no point in comparing myself to others in any walk of life. We are so wonderfully unique, and we have all different talents and potential. And I thought I knew it all, until I realized that my own opinions about myself, my self-beliefs about my abilities, were the biggest limiting factor in my growth. Who am I to know what is possible for me? Aconcagua. I learned to give without expecting anything in return, and receive without feeling guilty or needing to immediately reciprocate. Society has made everything exchangeable, tradable, and conditional upon both parties equally participating. To me, if you decide to give, whatever it is, a smile, a compliment, a spare shirt, your last penny, or your time, just give. Don't attach any strings. It was your decision to share. Don't expect anything in return, not even a thank you. And again, I thought I knew it all about unconditional giving, until in Laos, at 4:30 in the morning, I was kneeling down in front of a procession of the Buddhist monks who live on anything that they get from the public. So I'm kneeling down, bowing my head in front of the procession with rice, bananas, and dates in my basket, thinking to myself, at least today they will eat well because I'm here with my charity. So I'm there with my generosity and big heart, and not everyone takes from me. Those hungry, poor, skinny monks, and not everyone takes from me. Total, utter shock. The realization came to me like lightning. In life, you cannot really give anything to anybody. You can only merely offer. And it is up to the other person to accept your gift or not. Mount McKinley, a beautiful and tough experience. Too hard in places for me. The mountain too steep, the temperature too cold, the pack too heavy, the experience too lonely, too tiring. I was scared. At some point, I sat down and broke down emotionally. I cried. I wailed. I didn't know where to take the strength to make another step. Again, I was being tricked by my own mind, telling me if I have what it takes to continue. I decided to switch off my mind, and I learned to trust myself in my heart and the nature around me. During this expedition, I got so bashed by Mother Nature and walking overnight through bleeding blisters, and still admiring the outstanding natural beauty that I left my ego on the summit. Karsten's pyramid. Acceptance of whatever is happening. Absolute, total acceptance. No more, why me? Why is this happening to me? Or why is this not happening to me? It just is. Good and bad. Life happens. You can only choose how you deal with it. And when you respond from the center, instead of habitually reacting, the existence makes itself available to you. The feeling of fear, of hanging on a rope, which paralyzed me for minutes for the last time, was so deeply profound that words like remoteness, somebody's helpful hand, being hungry and dirty have a totally new meaning to me. The experience of Karsten's gave me a completely new perspective on the happenings of life. Antarctica. No smell, no color, no noise, no life. It is like being in a heightened state of mind where the sensory experiences do not affect your core being. I learned to let go of expectations. I remained totally committed to whatever I'm doing, but I am not attached to the outcome. That completely changed the way I relate and interact with others. Mount Vinson. Constantly scanning your body. If you are not getting too cold, if you have what it takes to continue. Scanning your mind and admitting to yourself and others that you are weak and need help. That needs courage and strong personal integrity. Power, money, fear, and love corrupt characters. After Antarctica, there are no even white lies for me when I'm face to face with life. Mount Everest. Preparing for the unknown. Preparing for the potential of not coming back. The mental strength for 8 weeks of physical endurance. Like never before on any expedition, I was sick day after day, never knowing if I will make it to the next camp, leave alone the summit. I had over 40 bed bugs bites before the base camp. I had a common cold, tonsillitis, my period, hemorrhoids, a strong food poisoning. I passed out from vomiting. On the way up, the bacteria from leather parts of oxygen mask were eating into my cheeks. And on the summit, I lost peripheral vision. On the way down, the vertebrae in my upper back locked up, and I could not really move my arms. I learned that it is okay not to know. And being open and being vulnerable became my strength. Packing my own poo to my backpack to carry it down the glacier, I learned what it means to take full responsibility for my intentions, thoughts, words, actions, the habits, my character, and my future. No excuses. It is me who can choose at any point of time who I am being. And yet again, I thought I knew it all, after having climbed the highest peak on every continent, until on my second 8,000-meter peak, Lhotse. After the successful summit, on the way down, I got lost. Despite the good radio connectivity, nobody could see me on the mountain. Yet again, I got deluded by my senses about my whereabouts. The night came. It was warm, bright, peaceful, and for 90 minutes, in total utter silence, my being started to disintegrate into a kind of a cellular soup, like the chrysalis, where the mystery of mutation of being happens. The anger went, the jealousy, the love, the hatred, the attachment to the past and to the future. All the concepts and abstract terms over meaning of which we get so upset. It is a difficult experience to see yourself exactly as you are, and by acknowledging and recognizing your weaknesses and your dark sides, deprive them of their power over your life. Finally, the notion of self, the I, went, and I felt blissfully connected to the surrounding cloud, snow, and the rock. So I was standing over the abyss of my true potential, and yet I was holding on to what I thought my future was supposed to be, like a newly formed feeble butterfly, shivering between the curiosity and the freedom of not being limited by any dimension and not knowing what will happen next, moment by moment. And I hesitated and hesitated and hesitated. And then the existence took over. When you are ready and perfectly alone, empty, not expecting, the Supreme enters. You flower, and the butterfly happens. I learned that being human is a process of never-ending evolution in all aspects of life. I learned that my being is not fixed in any given way, and I can choose and be the way I want to be. So now I choose to be the light, to illuminate other people's lives, to inspire, and to enable others to transform and fulfill on their natural potential. Thank you for listening.